Are you on a cruise soon in a world where it's never ending with the new ships coming out? We've got your top 5 cruise ships that are a little bit older, but still incredibly fantastic. And that's coming up this week on the Oceaneers Travel Show. Wasn't it neat? What do you think my collection?
It is definitely complete. All of it is complete.
Welcome in, friends. We are so glad to be here with you again today on another fantastic episode of the Oceaneers Travel Show.
The Oceaneers Travel Show. As she said in the opening this week, every time you turn on the news or the internet, Icon of the Seas,
Disney Treasure, Jubilee,
Mardi
Gras
Gras,
Celebration,
nonstop, new,
Wonder. I mean, there is tons of new ships.
Star,
Wish.
Wonder. I mean, all these new ships. Just every time you turn around, there's a new ship.
Yes. So we thought
and it's not
today that, well, yeah, because I mean, the nice new shiny thing they're selling for an inflated price.
Icon's ridiculous.
We could do a whole podcast
on boy. Everybody knows how high Nikon. But then the new ones just keep coming, just keep rolling. Disney's got a bunch of new ones coming that I haven't even named yet.
But there are a lot of ships that are a little bit older, that don't pack quite as big of a price tag, that are fantastic. Some maybe even better than the newer ones that are coming out. So
some of these could be considered antique at this point.
Right. If you think of how magnificent these ships are. I mean, they go nonstop. They have a refurb maybe once every 5 years or so, and that's just for cosmetic, and they're constantly working on them while they're at sea. But these things are constantly on the go. They never stop.
But some of these ships, antique may not be the best word. Some of them, let's just call them classic. They're classics.
They're just worn in, good and broken in.
One on this list is very old, but still ranks super high.
Yeah.
So we are going to do these in order. Now, there is a criteria that we used to determine what ships we would put on this list. We came up with 5 that we're going to give you today. What is the criteria for those, Robin?
They have to be over 5 years in use, and they have to be in a U.S. port of call currently. Departing from a U.S. port of call at the time of this video, which is mid-October of 2023. Of
course, 5 years in cruise time is like in dog years, so 5 years in cruise time is 25 years in human years.
Yeah, this is at least 5. A lot of these are more than 5.
We're going to start at number 5 and go all the way down to number 1.
What we think is the best cruise ship that's a little bit older, sailing from a U.S. port.
I'm going to give you the first one, and then I'm going to let Robin tell you all about it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Let's get going.
Number 5 on our list of classic cruise ships. NCL Escape. Escape. Norwegian Cruise Lines Escape. Launched in 2015, Robin.
It sure did.
And take it away.
It was the first ship in the Breakaway Plus class, which the Breakaway ships were, kind of a new thing for Norwegian, their largest ships to date. Boasted a lot of different amenities, and the Escape is no stranger to that as well. There's a lot going on Escape. They got a bowling alley, ropes course, aqua park, Broadway style shows. They've got a big arcade. There's a lot going on. And another thing about Norwegian is they've got that freestyle dining. So there's not really a lot of kind of nickel and diming, I guess, that a lot of the other cruise lines do. You basically pay one price, one package, and kind of get you everything on the ship. And a lot of times with Norwegians, they're free at sea. Their price, it's not necessarily free if you think about it, because they're including it in your price, but it sounds like you're getting a good deal. which it includes, like, a lot of times your dining packages and your liquor, your gratuities, sometimes Wi-Fi, all of that can be included with your Norwegian cruise. But, yeah, there's just a lot to do. I've heard, some really good things about on or Escape and I guess Encore and some other ones,
All in the same
all in
class.
the same kinda class. But this one debuted first in 2015. It is currently sailing out of New York City.
So laser tag,
Yeah, I think it's got laser tag on it as well.
VR arcade, I believe.
Just I know they got a big arcade. I don't know if they have any virtual reality stuff.
Was this one of the first bowling alleys? See, maybe?
Oh, potentially.
I don't think I recall this on. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think that this is the first bowling alley.
I've looked at so many ships over the past week, I can honestly recall.
Number 5 on our list is NCL
Escape.
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 Thank you, Dory, for that. Escape.
So, moving on, the next classic cruise ship on our list, Celebrity. I remember when this.
Yes, Celebrity is a fantastic cruise line anyway. It does cater a little more toward your adult, you know, demographic, but they still have a lot of things on board for kiddos as well. So don't sleep on Celebrity just because you have kids. One thing that um, Equinox did was they completely revamped the way Celebrity does kids clubs, and they have a whole kids space that is based on STEM activities. So when you think of STEM, you think of what is it? Science, technology. What's the E? I can't remember, and mathematics, but so it's an enrichment thing as far as how they strategize and stack their activities for kids. So don't sleep on Celebrity just because you have kids. They have pools on all these ships as well. And one thing that Celebrity kind of does is the food. They have a really upscale kind of look and take towards their food. It's amazing and delicious and fantastic. I've never had anything bad on the Celebrity ship. So
Celebrity, of course, owned by Royal Caribbean. So keep in mind, if you're familiar with Royal Caribbean, take it and maybe bump it up a notch or two as far as levels of fanciness and
yeah,
elegance, and just a notch
few
above.
more high end amenities across Celebrity versus Royal Caribbean. Um, but yeah, they also have a venue called the Lawn. I think it's called the Lawn Club, where it's an outdoor venue. They've got seating. They've got like a little cabana type areas, but this is actual grass, y'all. So you can take off your shoes and put your feet in actual grass at sea. So that's pretty cool. They have live music sometimes from up there or daytime activities, and it's just really neat. This ship uh, went under renovation in 2019. I can't honestly remember when this ship launched, but it's been a while. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful, magnificent ship. A lot of things Celebrity does really, really good. So don't hesitate to take a trip on her.
Don't be afraid of these ships just because they're a little old.
No,
Is
no,
the
no,
whole
no,
meaning and message here that we're trying to send.
no. And don't skip on Celebrity because it might seem a little more stuffy. I mean, when you think of
They're
like
really nice.
yeah, they're not gonna find that at all.
You don't hear as much about them as some of the other cruise lines, but they're very nice. The reason I said that earlier about don't skip on these just because they're a little dated or a little classic. We're gonna go to the old man in the room. One of the old men, the oldest man in the room, I do believe.
Yep.
So this one, it's been around a long time.
Since 1997.
Yeah, you were 15.
Yeah,
Now we're not gonna do that, but
25 years older than
a lot older than that.
that.
This ship has been around since 1997. It is the old man, the grandpa,
The Disney Magic.
Disney Magic.
Currently sailing out of San Diego on the West Coast for our friends. And, I mean, Can you really go wrong with a Disney cruise? No.
This ship looks like it was put
Till
out
yesterday.
yesterday. It's so well maintained and has been renovated. It's just
You've got a Tangled show on board, among other different types of Broadway style productions, Disney themed, of course. Your three main eatery areas: Rapunzel's Royal Table, Lumiere's, and Animator's Palette. They are fantastic. I mean, if you've never been on a Disney cruise, I know it can be an investment, but one time in your life, you need to set aside the money, plan ahead, make payments, and do this because it is immersive like no other cruise is. It's truly transports you back to feeling like a little kid. I don't know how else to put it. Um, you know, maybe because I'm biased and I'm partial and I love that nostalgia of the way Disney theming makes me feel and gets to me.
Disney
Um,
just does things better.
but it's amazing. They're
They don't cut corners.
No, they don't. There's some really nice adult only areas on the Magic. So don't think just because you're a couple and you have no kids that you can't go on a Disney cruise. That's completely wrong. There is so much for adults to do that it's almost like they cater to them just as much as they do to the kids, which is great.
And isn't Disney the only cruise line that does fireworks from their ships?
Yeah,
They actually do fireworks from I don't know if they do from the Magic or not exactly,
yeah,
but
I
I know
think
they do fireworks from their ships.
it's dependent upon, I guess, what kind of sailing that you're
Correct.
on. And it's not necessarily from the ship itself. I think it might be from like
Yeah,
a
right.
barge at sea next to the ship, or
I didn't mean that they
if
were
you're
launching them off the back of the boat. I
yeah.
mean,
Well, that's the way you made it sound.
they're the
Like,
only ones that
here's a
have.
Roman candle on the starboard
Everybody get a match.
side.
It's
Ah!
here, little Johnny. Here's a black cat. Go have fun. That's not what I meant. I mean, I think that they're the only cruise line while you're at sea that you will get a firework.
I think so. Yes, in any regularity, anyway.
Yeah. So, here, little Johnny. Have a Roman candle.
Have some M80s,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Everybody pick up your matches at customer service. You are so bad.
But that's how you made it sound.
Number 3 on the list, Disney Magic.
Don't forget the Aquadunk.
Go tell them about the Aquaduct,
The
not duct.
the Aquadunk is a drop water slide
We had a
type.
whole debate about this earlier
Yeah.
when we were going over the notes for the show, and I was talking about the Magic and the Aqueduct.
I was like,
She
they
kept
don't
saying,
have an
"They don't have an
aqueduct.
aqueduct." I was like, "Yes, they do. They
They have
have
an
an aqueduct."
aquadunk.
She's like, "They do not have an aqueduct." It's like,
It's the dunk.
right here. Don't you remember the aqueduct? They do not have an aqueduct.
There's a very small syllable change from dunk to duct.
She argued with me
I
up and down.
did because I wasn't hearing the syllable.
So, correction, they do not have an aqueduct.
Have the aqua dunk.
They do have an aqueduct. It exists.
Something in my cup that shouldn't be there.
Your finger. So anyway, Disney Magic, the Aquaduct. Lord, this thing is we're off the rails. It's just
We are off the
we're
rails.
losing our stuff.
Sailing-
Moving on to number 2.
Staying with
Gotta stay with
the
it.
mouse.
The number 2 on the list of 5 cruise ships over 5 years old.
Disney Dream.
Disney Dream.
And really,
2011.
you can loop fantasy in this one as well. You've got the Dream was in 2011. The Fantasy was in 2012.
We went with the older.
They are sister ships, pretty much identical, but yeah.
So Disney Dream. Launched 2011. They do have an aqua.
Duck. They are sailing currently out of New York City, doing some Canada, New England cruises, doing some Bermuda cruises,
Canada shirt coming soon.
doing some Bahamas cruises and stuff. You know what all you can do from New York. Definitely going to have to be transitioning because it is starting to get a little colder, so later on they'll be
Hey, don't knock
moving south. Oh
a
gosh,
fall cruise to Canada. Don't
don't
miss out on
know.
this, people. I mean, everybody thinks Caribbean. This is, yeah,
Do some September cruise to Canada.
beautiful.
Beautiful Canada and Maine and all
Lobster
the
rolls.
ooh, okay, coming soon. More talk about excursions.
So the Disney Dream 2011, it does have an aqueduct. It has an adult district,
Called Europa.
5 clubs, lounges,
Yep.
and one of the things that makes it kinda special and stands out.
They have a Millennium Falcon in the kids club, which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
The Oceaneers Club, which if you think of Disney, like we said before, they do cater to adults too, just like we said with the adult only areas, but their kids clubs are second to none.
Yeah.
Um,
Disney.
if you have kids and you want the best cruise line for children, it's Disney,
Go on a
hands
Disney
down.
cruise, good luck seeing your kids because your kids won't want to be with you. They
Ages 3 through 12 are invited to partake in the Oceaneers Lab, which they will have several different themed areas. Specifically on the Dream, they have a Millennium Falcon that you can pretend to pilot, which is phenomenal. They also have, I think, Toy Story area,
Right.
which you've got larger than life toys and you're shrunk down to like a toy size. So it's really cool. They've got other areas as well. But they also have places for kind of teens and tweens and the older teens as well that they can have their own specific areas to hang. Vibe and Edge, I think, are the names of those two specific type of clubs. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Disney cruises are another level. Yes, they're pricey, but honestly, now the way that the icons of the world are coming
They're starting to
along,
look better.
they're not that different anymore. And you're going to get, I think, upgraded service over on Disney
And
as
you don't get
compared
nickled
to
and
some
dimed
of
to
the
death. Your
no.
soft drinks are included. Usually,
Mhm.
a lot of your extra restaurants and things are included. They do have extra restaurants you can pay for, but the dining is a little more upscale at the restaurants.
The dining is a little more, it's a little different over on Disney.
Right.
You have 3 different main dining areas that you can go. There's also the buffet and some little snacky areas around, but you're gonna have a dining rotation. You're gonna be assigned as far as, night 1, you're gonna be in X dining room doing whatever. But then the next night, you're going to go to a different dining room, but your wait staff is going to follow you. So you're going to have the same wait staff for the entirety of your cruise, but you're going to be eating in a different dining room every night of your cruise. And you will repeat some of the dining rooms just because there's only
Depending on the
3.
length of the cruise.
Yeah, depending on the length and nights of your sailing. But that's one thing that Disney, I think, does really well is so you never like, having to choose off of the same menu for 7 nights in a row.
And the food quality is top.
It's fantastic, and, a lot of these Disney dining venues are, a show in itself, whether it's, you're drawing, on a little sketch pad, and then you can see your drawing come to life
Yeah, they
on,
add entertainment into their
they
shows.
definitely add an entertainment, aspect into
And it
their
seems
shows as
like
well.
even though, especially with the Disney ships we're talking about, even though they're older, all cruise lines do a very good job of maintaining their ships. They have to, with as heavily as they are used in the elements that they're supposed to. Seems like Disney does even. That's why their ships that are 25 years old still look like they're old out. They just do a better job of updating things current, keeping things fresh and clean, and it just seems like they all do a good job. Disney does even better than that.
And Disney's cruise ships across have a simple design aesthetic. So, you are going to know what a Disney ship is by the second you see it. You're going to have the yellow and
Right.
uh, the red and, very much. Did you know that Disney was it had to get special permission to use yellow as their lifeboat colors.
I did not.
Yeah, they had to actually petition to use the yellow color as lifeboat because the orange did not go with their design aesthetic, and they actually got permission to use yellow at that point.
Interesting.
It's the first time yellow lifeboats were used.
I've seen them on other cruise lines now,
Mhm.
but that's interesting. Another, as she said, don't feel like if you're an adult you can't go on a Disney cruise or you can't go to Disneyland or Disney World. You can go to Disneyland or Disney World as an adult or go on a Disney cruise as an adult and have an absolutely fantastic time. There are things to do there for adults that you can enjoy. So don't think that you have to be a kid or have a kid.
There's no casinos on Disney cruise ships, just be
That
aware
just
about
saves
that.
you some money. After you
Yeah.
pay for the Disney cruise fare, you can't afford the casino anyway. So let's move on. So we had two Disneys on the list. We are going to something's missing from this list that we haven't touched on yet, without a doubt. And that number one, the best cruise ship over 5 years old.
Yes.
The old lady herself, the classic, the one that started the mega ship craze,
Miss Oasis of
Miss
the
Oasis
Seas.
of the Seas. If you have not been on an Oasis class ship, boy, you're missing out. I'm looking forward to the icon to see if it can top it, but it's got some big shoes to fill because the whole Oasis class is just amazing.
We've got 5
There's my amazing.
Oasis we've got 5 Oasis class ships right now.
Beautifully
There's a
designed.
4th on the or the 6th on the way, but
Utopia.
they are beautifully appointed and designed, and the way that they did these layouts,
Revolutionary.
completely,
Completely
completely.
revolutionized the cruise industry.
Oasis class debuted the neighborhood concept for cruise ships. So, you've got distinctive areas of the ship for distinctive
Which
things
they had that before the Oasis class, but they took it to
to
another
a whole
level.
nother level. Um,
We have been
you
on Oasis multiple times.
Yeah,
We have been on
Oasis,
Allure, we've been on Symphony.
Harmony.
I mean,
We've not been on Wonder.
Wonder's the only one.
Wonder's the newest.
That's the only one that we haven't been on at this point. These are fantastic.
They are.
But
So you've
I'm
got
still partial to Oasis.
oh, yeah. I know. It's weird how you can have ships that are completely similar, almost identical, and you still have a favorite. And it's just personalities. You know,
Ships have personalities.
ships have personalities, and you have things, little changes here and there that you like or you dislike amongst these ships. Um, but we just have never had a bad time on we've never had a bad time on any cruise. We'll put it that way.
But Oasis is
But some of
something
them
special.
stand out more so than others.
Some of the highlights of Oasis, as she said, the neighborhood concept. Uh,
Central Park, you can be standing in the middle of this ship in the middle of the ocean. You can't see the ocean. You can hear birds chirping. You can smell
trees and
foliage.
flowers
I
and yeah,
mean, they've got all these different species of plants that are actually living and thriving.
doesn't feel like you're on a boat when you're in Central.
No, if you cannot see the ocean, you forget you're there. Central Park being a place and the promenade being another one where you're completely interior.
Feels like you're in a mall or a
Yeah.
club of some kind.
It's it's breathtakingly beautiful. Um,
They also Oasis class was the first with the aqua shows,
yeah, the Aqua Theater.
which is a whole additional thing that you've had the ice shows and you've had the theater shows, but the aqua shows are always fantastic.
High divers, synchronized swimmers, acrobats, all putting together
And
a
this is not
show.
bush league stuff.
No,
These are top notch performers who do these aqua shows. Olympic
it's
quality athletes
from all over the world.
that look incredible and do unbelievable feats that Robin likes staring at. And
Hey, yeah, gotta admire their physique.
I have a better shot with them than you do.
uh, yeah, so we can keep going on about Oasis of the Seas.
Oh, don't the boardwalk. You
I mean, yeah, the boardwalk. You have carousel.
can't skip over that.
Um, Johnny Rockets
The
is here.
carousel at seas. I mean, come on.
I mean, I, for one, have ridden the carousel probably more times than I can count. I know my kid, after dinner every night, "Can we go do the carousel?" Yes, we can.
The Broadway shows, they took, Broadway shows are nothing new to cruise lines, but they took it to another level.
Yeah, you have,
You have shows and then you have these shows.
Royal Caribbean does a whole production of cats, and if you know cats, cats is no easy feat to do. Now, it's been on ever since Oasis debuted in what, 2009, 2008, something,
2008.
um, and they've had cats on there, and they keep these shows on there for long periods of time, um, and I love a Broadway show. I'm very much a theater girl, and I absolutely think that they knocked this out of the park. Um, of course, the stage setup cannot be as elaborate as, like, Broadway or something
But
like
it's pretty
that
close.
because these sets have to be able to be moved and taken up and taken down, very frequently, but it is
Close.
very good. The caliber of talent is excellent.
I tell you the one that got me, and it wasn't on Oasis, but it was an Oasis class, was Greece.
Grease,
We
yeah.
saw Greece on a Freedom class, I believe it was.
It's
And
on Independence, and it's also on Harmony.
yeah, so we saw Greece on the Independence, and it was a great show, don't get me wrong. But there was little things missing. And then when you saw it on the Oasis class, they actually had the guy ride the engine down, you know, from the ceiling that they did not do on Independence because they couldn't. But just little things like that.
Mhm.
It was the same show, but it was knocked up a notch. So their shows take it to the next level.
They absolutely do.
And that's just space. They have more space and more
Mhm.
capabilities to do it, but it definitely adds. So
And
if
they've
you've seen Grease on one, go see it on another, or
yeah. I
it'll be
mean,
bumped up.
there's all kinds of shows across, these Oasis class ships. Um,
Also, zip lines. I think that they're the first to have a zip line on the
they're
ship.
the only ones that have zip lines, I think. There's ropes courses on others, but an actual zip line, Royal Caribbean does have
I've done
the
this.
notch. Yeah.
It's fun.
You need closed-toed shoes to do this. You do have to sign a waiver, of course, but you can do that right at the zip line desk.
Flow riders have been on ships before. I think that these are the first ones to have two.
Yes. Some of these, um, they have started with the new builds of the Oasis class ships only going to one. Uh,
Yeah, it's
so
kind
they,
of.
because I don't know if it's a usage issue or um,
I don't think that they're as popular as they used to be, but they're still cool.
they are still cool. So you can boogie board or, you know, just ride it on your stomach or you can stand up surf. You can do that on those as well.
Now, keep it honest and be 100% real. One thing that I do not like is the ultimate abyss slide. I think that
Yeah,
they're tacky, and I don't think that they fit the aesthetic of the ship.
they added these starting with Harmony of the Seas. When Harmony came out, they debuted the Ultimate Abyss. Now, the Ultimate Abyss is a dry slide that is 10 stories.
And
It's on the back of the ship in front of the Aqua Theater. Now, before on Oasis and Allure,
there was bars.
there was no obstruction. If you had a boardwalk balcony room, especially towards the aft part of the ship or the back part of the ship, you could have unobstructed views of the ocean, of the Aqua Theater, and of the boardwalk itself. So when they put these abyss slides in, that kind of degraded your views if you were in some of those rooms.
Plus, they're just
There-
tacky.
I don't
They're
think,
gaudy, and
yeah,
they
I
just
don't think it was needed. I don't. I mean, personal opinion, I don't think they needed the dry slide.
tell me in the comments. You may love it.
I think, they added water slides on Harmony, and I thought that that was plenty enough. They didn't need to add the Abyss to give it anything extra.
No,
Um,
it just I just don't care for it.
Currently, and you can do your own comparison, if you will, because currently Allure of the Seas is still sailing without the Abyss.
So compare the
Um,
two. See which one you like better.
Allure was scheduled for a complete overhaul dry dock, in 2020. Of course, that got derailed, to
Yeah,
say.
why?
I wonder why.
Why? What happened?
We're not
What
gonna.
happened?
You
I
can
mean,
you can put two and two together there. So it was not refitted with the Abyss.
COVID was good for something.
So, but Allure also doesn't have water slides. It doesn't have the Abyss. It just is a original Oasis class ship. So
So it's really the most classic of the
it's the
Oasis
most class.
class.
Yeah. So take a trip on Allure, see what you think about her, and then go visit Symphony or Oasis or Harmony and see what you think
Now, I did
because
like the water slides.
it's a significant difference.
I do like the addition of the water slides.
I
I just
think
don't like the addition of the abyss.
I agree. I don't like the Abyss on the back just because I don't think it brought anything to the cruise ship. I think all it did was take away.
But the water slides added.
The water slides added because
I agree. Okay, so we're in agreement.
when you think of a tropical vacation or any type of cruise vacation, I always think of a water slide aspect of some point because whether you're on Disney, Disney has a water slide. Carnival has a water slide.
It fits
Norwegians
the
have
theme.
a water slide. The theme is there. So Royal Caribbean did start adding water slides to their ships, which I agree they needed to do. Don't, however, think they needed to add the Abyss.
And it's just ugly.
Yeah, it's bright
It's just
magenta purple and
it's
just
just
doesn't
ugly.
it looks out of place.
So, in all honesty, we try to be honest with everybody. We don't just want to give you the good stuff. We want to give you our honest opinion, and this is our honest opinion.
Take it how you leave it.
So Oasis of the Seas at number one of your classic cruise ships over 5 years old. That is where we are going to end it for today. Robin, why don't you go ahead and tell them a few things, and let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Get on out of here.
They're tired of looking at us.
Are they?
Sure, they were.
Well, friends,
At least one of us.
don't forget to visit us over on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a review and a thumbs up and a like, all the good stuff. We are also posting content pretty regularly over on the YouTubes. So visit us over there.
YouTubes. On the
And on the
YouTubes.
YouTubes,
That's YouTube.
become a member of the Oceaneers travel family and join us in all kinds of yummy, good shenanigans over there on the YouTube. Also, don't forget our other socials as well. We try to post there. Oceaneerstravel.com is your destination
Your
for
one stop.
everything. We have a nice shop over there where you can purchase, all kinds of
Swag.
swag, Oceaneer swag,
You can see all the videos
the
there.
dunce shirt. You can get some tips and tricks. And we've got a contact info there. If you're interested in booking a trip and you would like a little help, I am more willing to help you with that. So, got anything else there, Chuckaroo?
No, I'm ready to go on vacation. Busch Gardens, here we come.
All right.
I guess we might be back from
We'll
Busch
be by the
Gardens.
time this airs, we'll be back. So we'll be doing a review of Busch Gardens by this time.
Busch
So
Gardens review coming soon. First time there.
until next time, friends, we'll see you later.